Sup CHP fans, your boy Dos. We're back here for Dos's dating advice number 2. I'm sitting across from the beautiful Nat Sweetie. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Doing very sweet, it looks like. It's very sweet indeed. So for those who don't know the premise of the show, I'm not the one who's actually getting dating advice. It's you guys, because you're the ones that need it. And I'm the one here who's sitting next to the beautiful lady. So that's on you. So Nat, my sources say that you're a model.
Yes, I am.
Does that mean you're an Instagram dot or a real actual model?
I'm a real actual model.
Well,
There's a few different variations.
Yeah, there are a few. So I think the word's lost its meaning over time.
It's true.
But that's lucky for you because I only date models.
Okay, yes, lucky for me.
Yeah, super lucky. Even though it looks like just letting anyone into the profession these days.
Yes, it's a bit like that.
It is a bit like that, isn't it? It's a shame. It's a shame. It was a beautiful industry, I think. Something that I enjoy very much. Been desecrated upon, I believe.
So you've had a career in modelling yourself?
Look, there's a couple questions I get asked on that, whether I do modelling or I do models, both of which are yes. But yeah, I have done a little bit of modelling myself. There's this hair is a lucrative product. That's my main thing. You don't really get to see it with the shades, but these eyes, these baby blues, they get you places.
Okay. All
Alright, cool.
Good to know.
Do you find that being a model makes it harder or easier in the dating game for yourself?
I'd say harder.
And why is that?
Because you attract the wrong type of people. Because the kind of guys that are confident enough to come up to you are the kind of guys that have a big ego. And yeah.
So it's a little bit of a double-edged sword, is what it is.
Yes.
What would you say to the guys that would be intimidated by that? Because obviously I think there's something that comes along with just the profession. What would you say to guys who don't have that supreme confidence, like guys like me who would come up to a beautiful lady like you? What would you say to guys who don't have that confidence?
I'd say just be yourself and don't come up with a pickup line. Just be natural.
Yeah, because
most guys are very aggressive when they come up to girls, especially girls that do modelling, and they come up with all their lines and they try and show off their boats or what they've got or drop their keys on the table and
be a little bit, play an aggressive brand of cricket, one might say. I think we do hear a lot that you should just be yourself. What about the guys whose self isn't that attractive? What about that? Like obviously I think if you're, a thing that I would say women want is confidence. Would you agree? Would you agree there?
Yeah, confidence in yourself. You have to have confidence in yourself and what you're doing.
Are.
Yeah, and who you are.
Yeah, that's cool. So being yourself, that's number one. Is there any other? So being yourself, not being overly aggressive. Would you say having drip, having swag? Is that also on the list?
Would you say you have swag?
I mean, I think it's pretty self-evident.
Just trying to get a notion for what swag is defined as.
Yeah, well, you're looking at it. Dictionary, page.
I'd say less swag.
Less swag, less drip.
Not as much drip, no.
So the key is there, fellas, the more drip, the better. Remember that?
Take one thing off.
One thing off?
Hair back a bit.
What do you think? Do you think the one thing off should be the pants or a different article of clothing?
I'd leave the pants. I would take off either the bandana or the jacket.
It is a bit hot, but I'm a cold-blooded killer, so that's why I have to keep this jacket on.
Okay.
So I'm sorry about that. Would you think that in the profession of modelling, models generally have less personality because they've never needed one, or is that just stigma?
That is somewhat common.
Somewhat common?
Yes. It depends what kind of model, but especially girls that might be new to it and they just get given everything and they're used to getting lots of attention, they might not try as much to have anything else going on.
Are they usually also the ones that are less good at like the poses and that type of thing as well? Would you say it's like the more success you have, the more personality you have, or is there no correlation there?
I think it's the length of time you've been doing it. The newer models maybe get a bit excited about being a model and it means more to them, whereas people that have done it for a while or that do it all the time, they know it's not that exciting and not that glamorous. So they just...
A lot of hard work.
Well, sometimes. Sometimes it's very easy, sometimes it's hard.
What are some tough assignments for a model?
I'd say the toughest ones are shooting in uncomfortable situations. So you're always wearing swimwear when it's freezing cold, when it's like 5 degrees outside, like 5 a.m. in the morning. Or in summer you're wearing lots and lots of clothes and wearing knitwear and that sort of thing. So you're always generally uncomfortable but looking happy.
Well, that's an interesting take. I think a lot of people might not have actually known that. I think a lot of people have a little bit of stigma around the profession.
Yes.
I think about sticking my something somewhere else, but that's just by the by. That's by the by. We were talking about before about the title that a model has, right? Do you think that there's a profession which is generally more populated by the males, which is kind of the same, where girls would want to date because of the title, because of the profession? Like, is there like a super attractive profession?
I mean, I feel like a lot of girls, a lot of my friends might want to date athletes. It's not my thing, but I think, anyone that's an athlete in general, they think is like strong and manly and can take care of them and that sort of thing. Yeah,
the more testosterone kind of.
Yes. Yeah.
Exhibit A, this guy.
Athlete.
Yeah. I'm known to dribble a ball. I'm known to shoot hoops. I'm known to put balls in holes. Many different types of sports. On and off the court, in and out the bedroom. Nowhere's off limits for me. I understand you have an Instagram page for your cat.
I do.
Is that like an OnlyFans?
No, it's very above board. We haven't gone down the OnlyFans route yet.
Okay, cool.
He has got 2 shoots actually. He's been booked for 2 shoots already.
Oh, it's a real cat.
It's a real cat.
Sorry for the confusion there. Sorry. So you said the dog has modeling. The cat has modeling shoots.
Yes.
What does that involve?
Just sitting, looking cute. Not a lot.
So would you say the cat has more potential to be successful than you?
No. I don't think he'd have a longevity sort of in the career.
So yeah, that's
more of a one-hit wonder.
More of a one-hit wonder. Sounds like you're a hater. That's what it sounds like.
I'm not a hater.
Or maybe self-absorbed like the other models.
No, I assure you I'm not.
Okay, I believe you. You do seem very sweet, as the name would suggest.
Yes.
So I do believe you. Does having a pet make a man more attractive?
Yes, definitely.
What types of pets do you think are the most attractive?
I feel like for most girls, most of my friends, it would be a dog for sure.
Yeah.
But also, I know a lot of my friends that are on dating apps, it's very stereotypical that every guy puts his dog in his photo and then it's just like a thing. It's another thing to show off, like having a topless photo.
Yeah.
So everyone's sort of onto that a bit as
well. Well, I actually have about 50 dogs ready to roll up on site, no matter when. And also one very cute dog as well. So I tick all the boxes. I assure you that. But so we're talking about dating apps. Do you think it is more likely for a girl to swipe right if they got a cool pet?
Yes, I would say so because it looks like the guy can take care of something and they're into animals, more caring.
Are there any pets that are like kind of weird or off-putting?
I know a lot of girls don't like guys that have cats, but I personally like guys that have cats. But I know for a lot of girls they think that's a bit too girly, so they'd like put off if the guy has a cat.
I mean, I did get confused before about the term cat and what we were referring to.
Yes,
I think guys that have cats, maybe that's a bit feminine, a bit feminine to have a cat, depending on your interpretation of the word, of the holy word. What about if a guy owned what about a cool exotic pet? Like, what if someone had like an alligator in the house, or a tiger? Or is that cool or is that not cool?
I feel like it wouldn't be that cool to most people. It might report you.
I would disagree. I would disagree. I think having a lion roaming around the house would be cool, a trained one, but one that's ready to go on site too, on command.
Yeah. It'd be a very small pool of people you'd be dealing with.
That is true. The high class, the exclusive class. I get that.
The more crazy ones.
The more crazy ones. That's right. So you're a writer as well. For those who are unfamiliar with your work, what is your specialty? What is your specialty of writing?
I do travel writing and I write lifestyle articles.
Lifestyle articles.
Yes.
Is that aimed at any particular demographic?
I've written a lot of articles for mums that have kids, actually. That's what I've written the most of. Yeah.
Do you have any kids?
No.
Do you want me to give you some?
No, thank you. Not tonight.
So that means maybe later. Maybe later.
Maybe no. Maybe never.
Why is that? That's a little bit disheartening. I think that's a little bit below the waist. That call.
Let me think about it.
That you think about it?
You know later.
Yeah, that's right. I'll be in them DMs later. You heard that, boys. You heard that. So you talk about guys. You talk articles for mums with kids. Would a guy having kids be a turn off in dating?
I'd say yes for a lot of girls. I feel like if they're over 30, it's more acceptable and more people are like happy with that.
Yeah.
But I still think that a lot of girls, they would have to think about it.
Do you think it should be that way, or do you think that's a bit unfair?
It's just another thing I think to deal with. I think it's not so much the kids; it's all the things that come with that.
That is true. I ran into that problem a few times with a couple of little young dossies rolling around, which I didn't even know about. But sometimes that is a turn off for girls. Okay. So let them know I can be that daddy. I can be that daddy. So in the writing department,
yes.
Writing of course relates to reading. For those who don't know, is a guy who reads, is that a plus? Is that a plus in your book?
Definitely.
Yeah. So are you familiar with the Kama Sutra? This is my favorite book.
I am. I haven't read it personally. I know of it.
Well, maybe me and you can get familiar with it at a later time.
That's okay. I'll leave that with you. Prefer a different genre.
That's right. What genres do you prefer?
Prefer more non-fiction.
Non-fiction?
Yeah.
Making them fantasies come true. That's what I do. So I'm an author in some respects. Well, this is actually, the reason I brought up the Kama Sutra is because it's the book I read every week for my book club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is cool. I think you should join. It's real cool because the only rule is you have to be naked.
Okay. I prefer clothing. Might not be the one for me.
Well, that's a little bit disheartening, but you do you. You do you. You're the one missing out. You're the one missing out.
It's all right.
So on this writing sphere, in this sphere, what would the title of your autobiography be?
It's a hard one.
I've heard that before.
I mean, I do have a book coming out, but it's a kid's book. I might call it the same thing. It's called The Indecisive Princess.
The Indecisive Princess, huh?
I think that's a pretty good one for an autobiography too.
When's that coming out? Give it a plug. Give it a plug.
Middle of this year.
Middle of this year. Is that under the name Nat Sweetie, or is that under a different name?
No, another name.
Another name. All right.
No
But
ranting alias.
when it comes out, I'll be sure to let you know. I'll be reading it in the bedroom, no doubt. Does it have pictures in it? Since it's a kid's book.
It's for children. I wrote it when I was 7, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's nice. That'll make it a little bit easier for me to read it.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of pictures.
Yeah, it's an easy one for you.
Yeah, so, well, easy in general, but relative to me, probably a little bit difficult. But I do appreciate the pictures, as I
If you
said.
like Kama Sutra, you like pictures.
Yeah, well, there
That's okay,
are some cool pictures in there.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, there are some real cool pictures in there.
Yeah, I prefer words.
You prefer words? Nice, the spoken word. It's a lost art, isn't it? Is there any on the topic of the spoken word? Is there any? Do you think guys who speak more proper are are more likable?
It's rarer. I feel like a lot of guys speak with a lot of slang, and so if you can speak properly and use your words and all of that, then I think it's more desirable.
See, I have mastered both, but as a man of the people, I prefer to use this slang, mostly because I make most of this slang. I make it. I'm an author in that regard as well. So me and you actually have a lot of similarities. We actually have a lot in common.
Okay, so got that thing. Just one thing so far.
Just one thing. That's all right. That's all right. When in the dating game, what would you say are some red flags for a guy to have?
I mean, red flags if they're like very eager without knowing you. Because a lot of people, especially if they're just attracted to your looks, they come on so strong straight away when they don't even know you because they've built you up to be some imaginary picture of what they want.
So you think is like a hard to get type of vibe? Is that better?
No, you have to sort of be authentic and somewhere in between if you're excited to see them. Like, just kind of maintain your cool, and then the next day maybe text and say
hey, what's up?
Great date or whatever else if you did. Maybe not what's up.
Hey, what's up?
Had a
nice time. Especially what you were wearing last night. I like that dress. Make sure next time you wear something tight.
Maybe not. Maybe compliment them instead of just their dress or.
What are some nice what are some inappropriate and appropriate comments or compliments to give to a lady?
I feel like inappropriate anything too sexual or anything that's just.
Where's the fun in that? Where is the fun in that?
Gotta hold it back until they start to like you.
Well, that starts usually upon arrival, upon looking, as you could probably tell. So going too hard too early, that's a red. That's That's bad. That's an inappropriate comment.
Being too casual as well, not making proper plans, being like, oh yeah, let's catch up on the weekend. I'll let you know. That's annoying. No one likes that because then it's like when on the weekend.
Yeah. So you reckon logistically be efficient? Is that what you're saying?
Pick a day when works for you. Friday, and then make a plan.
Are there certain places that are where would you be like to be taken on a date? What are some nice places, some venues, or types of venues?
Outdoor type things. So anything fun and outdoors. I like going to the beach, hiking, anything a bit random, like going to an amusement park or an arcade games place or anything like that, but with like maybe cocktails or something. Nothing too forced and serious. I would say not like a formal dinner.
Not like a formal dinner,
yeah.
huh?
Cocktail somewhere nice or
cocktail. What about Westfield rooftop parking lot? I bring out a goon sack and 2 wine glasses.
It's not ideal. Oh, someone did take me on a date to Westfield Food Court actually to get Indian food. So. Was
he successful or unsuccessful?
Currently unsuccessful.
Currently?
So yeah, I'd say unsuccessful.
That's right.
So, stay away from the Westfields.
What I'm taking from that is, fellas, don't go out with girls that are so high maintenance. They don't like you at Westfield car park rooftop, then they shouldn't have you anywhere else. That's what I'm hearing. Are there any other red flags?
I mean, if they're already talking to your friends or texting your friends, because that happens all the time. Especially with girls when they're on apps, they have friends that might be talking to someone, and then someone else, they'll point them out, and they're like, oh, they're talking to so-and-so already, or so-and-so already. So I'd say just pick a few to chat to. Don't start chatting to a girl and her whole friends group.
What about that line though? Was it Pussycat Dolls or Spice Girls or one of them where they said, if you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends? Because that's usually my policy, is that one in, all in, you know? Yeah,
it's not most girls' policies. I don't think that would work.
Probably the less fun ones.
Yeah, I'd say most. 99% of girls.
Does that mean?
I agree.
Does that mean 99% of girls aren't fun?
No, it just means they have some standards. Sorry, you got 1% still to work with.
That's right. That's right. I mean, I'm hitting them 1%. That means for me, you have to be 9.9 or higher. That's why I only date models.
Do they date you back?
I mean, I like to think so. I think my track record speaks for itself.
Okay.
So as a model, I'm sure you get a bunch of DMs from guys. What tips would you give for guys in the DMs trying to slide and ride?
I'd say everyone would come up with just something complimentary about the way you look. They love your photo, your smile, whatever else. None of that's very good.
Not very effective.
No. It's very hard to be successful in a DM, I think. You'd have to be quite original. Like, yeah.
But is that... So you said before pickup lines are bad in person. Are pickup lines also bad in the DMs too?
Yes. Pickup lines are bad in general.
Okay. So is there any type of play that you think could be successful?
I mean, someone... Not that it worked, but it was good. That someone once wrote me a note, and it was like a handwritten note, like a nice to meet you type note that they'd written out. And then they took a photo of that. That was cute. Just putting in some effort.
Is that cute, or is that borderline stalkerish,
it's
simp,
all borderline stalkerish.
dumb idiot move?
But it's just on the nicer side of the...
It's nicer
stalker.
side. Also, I think if you're writing handwritten notes, you've probably already lost a battle. Maybe even if you just know how to write, you've lost a battle.
Well, it's a refreshing change.
What do you
say? What's up?
What's up? I don't go. What's up? I go. What's up, baby girl?
Yeah. Wouldn't really work that well, I don't think.
Well, I'm here to change your mind because, as I said, I got that track record. I got the fastest time ever at Rose Hill Racecourse. Quick around the bend. And on that note, it's been lovely having you, Nat.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your advice.
It's all right.
We disagree on some things, and I think that could be a you problem, not a me one. But it's nice to have a fresh perspective once in a while. Are there any last words you'd like to say to either me, the audience, the guys at home who can't get no girls? Any last words?
I would say listen more to my advice.
All right, we're going to blur that out. And on that note, this has been Dawson's Dating Advice number 2. Catch you later, homeboys.